Hello, Soul Tribers. How are you? I pray you're well. Sending you the purest of love and light. We're blessed, we're safe, we're anchored, and we're heavily protected. So, if it's your first time, welcome. Returning Soul Tribers, new Soul Tribers, thank you for your love, your support. I truly appreciate you. Happy fall, everyone. We're fastly approaching our season. It's been long awaited, and I know God has great things in store for us, Soul Tribers. So let's get into it. It says, your future is greater than your past. Your future is greater than your past. That's like pretty much self explanatory there. So, whatever happened in spite of your past, don't allow your past to define you. Yes, you may have spent years in a company, years in a relationship or around certain people, whatever the dynamic was, but even though it may seem as if yes, you've spent 15, 20, 30 or more years somewhere, and it may seem as if you gave your youth everything you had somewhere, and it's like you're fired, you're laid off, you were dumped, divorced, rejected, abandoned. God doesn't want you to allow that to define who you are, because He's the God who restores and He replenishes. And especially when you are in alignment, when you're walking in your divine purpose, and if those situationships that you were in, if God placed you in those places, you best believe that He's going to give you back, like Job, double for your trouble. Some of you, it's triple. All the years that the locust, the cankerworm, the caterpillar, and the palmer worm has eaten, God is going to give it back to you. And some. I'm hearing and some. So, yes, so don't think that this is it. As long as you're willing to still believe, to still get back up, not giving up on yourself, still keep that flicker of hope alive in your life. It's like give God something to work with. Don't doubt your survival skills. So, for a lot of you, a lot of us, you have been through a lot of things. You're a survivor. And it's like you're moving from a place of surviving to thriving, to flourishing. This is the era that you're moving in. Again, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, neither has it entered into the hearts of man what God has in store for you. It says God did not bring you this far to leave you. I love this. God did not bring you this far to leave you alone. This is what I'm saying, especially when we may not have even understand or understood why we were placed in certain predicaments, why we were caught up in certain dynamics. Is like you could be looking at your life now and kind of like checking yourself, and the audacity, the things that you went through with certain people is like if they should ever try it now, is like Lord have mercy. I am telling you. But it was necessary because again, you were sent into those people's life to trigger them for their own growth, to change their ways. You were placed there too so that you could learn your lessons. You can evolve and grow and blossom and heal whatever the things inside of you that enabled or tolerated certain behaviors from some people. For some of you now, you could find yourself where now you're speaking up more for yourself. It's like little things that you would let slip through the crack. You're like, no. You're not going to just stand by and allow people to just cut in front of you and pretend as if they didn't see you or they don't see you. You're going to start saying, excuse me, I was here first. No, that is mine. So it's like for a lot of you, yes, you're calling your power back. You are now in alignment with who you are meant to be. It's like little by little, all the fragments, all the pieces that you need to heal to become this whole person, it's now falling into place like a puzzle. God didn't bring you this far to leave you. So, whatever your past looks like, and whatever people want to make you feel guilty of, oh, if you didn't do this, if you didn't invest in that, if you didn't stay there this long, you would have been better off, things would have, all of this. God is saying, I didn't bring you this far to leave you alone. See, here it says, you don't have to force what is meant for you. So again, it's kind of like I'm seeing in my mind's eye, like the Five of Cups. Whatever it is that you've lost or the Eight of Cups walked away from in the past, it was necessary. And even though, yes, because we didn't understand why we were abandoned, why we were rejected, why you've been so nice and kind and your heart been pure to people, and yet still they did the mean things they did to you. God is saying, look, if those 3 cups, if those 8 cups, if that job, that career, whatever you pour your investment and emotional support in, if it was meant for you, it would have stayed with you. So it's like, stop crying over spilt milk. Release the past. Because sometimes we're crying over, or you come to realize now that what you were crying over, now, thank God. Now you understand. Now the picture, again, as the puzzle and it's like the fragments, you're calling them back. All where your energy was spread and scattered. And now you're seeing the big picture like, wow. And if you're going through anything right now, and this is your first time, and maybe you're going through some things, challenges in your life, and you're questioning yourself right now, I want you to be encouraged that right now, even though you're broken, one day, I don't know where I'll be, I don't know where you will be, but you will thank God that He removed that job, those people, that person, that thing from out of your life. Because you had no idea what God saved you from. And sometimes because we don't know everything, we don't see everything, then we get frustrated with God. So, yes, wherever you are, you're meant to be there right now, right where you are. God didn't bring you this far to leave you. That's the hope that you need to have right now. It's not over until God says it's over. And if you're here, it simply means that it's not over for you. It doesn't matter what your situation looks like. It's you're not finished. It says you were marked for more even when the world tries to minimize you. You were marked for more even when the world tries to minimize you. You need to get that. You need to understand that. And this is why the world, and saying the world, it's people. People see something inside of you. You were not rejected. God protected you. You were not isolated. God put you into seclusion for His preparation. People minimize you because they got a little glimpse. And sometimes God allow people to get a little glimpse. It's kind of like, for example, say you're a singer. And, it's like at a party, you nervously grab that mic and you belt out this song, and people underestimated you. And when they heard that little bit, right away they start showing you bad face. They start, with that sleight of hand, they start to shun you. Even if they promised that they would work with you or introduce you to somebody or other people, all of a sudden they, you don't hear from them anymore. So that cause you, and it can cause a lot of people to doubt themselves. What is wrong? Was it not good enough? Am I not good enough? Or maybe that's not meant for me. When again, God sees the heart. We just look at the smile or the exterior of a person, and we think that because their teeth is white, or they have the standard feature of what health looks like, the picture of health, then we just trust them. But again, man look at the outward part, God sees the heart. And because God is basically weighing their heart with yours, your intention, you best believe that God pushed those people out of your life, that person, because if they had helped you, you would be indebted to them forever. If they were your, like your if they were working, or you were working for them, or you were basically signing a contract with them or something, they would rob you blind. It's like they had bad intentions for you. And then you wouldn't have realized that you made a bad deal. And then you would have been mad with God. You think you're upset when people break your heart now? What if God had allowed it to happen? And sometimes things happen, yes, in our life for us to learn certain lessons too. But at the same time, it's like, what if God had allowed certain things to happen in your life? You would still go back crying to him, why did you let this happen to me? So yes, sometimes God will end up causing disappointments. Our hearts are broken. Not every time it's the devil. God will do whatever it means and takes. See, this is where his jealousy comes in. And it's his protection for us. He doesn't want to see our enemies take disadvantage of us. And this is why when you come to have a relationship with God, see, if you have not yet, you need to have some form of, is like non-verbal, some things where are a sign where you can say, God, if it's for me, let me see this, let me see a feather. If this thing is for me, let me find a coin. If this thing for me, let me see a butterfly. You and God, you and the spirit team, you need to have some form of communication. Let me hear a song that I connect with, something. It's kind of like you're at a party, or you go out with your best friend, your spouse, or your partner, and it's like you have this non-verbal way of communicating. You can look at each other and you know what that means. That is why it's not about a religion, it's about a relationship with God. It's a relationship. You're walking and you're laughing, and people think, what is he laughing about? What is she laughing about? And it's like you and God, you're just having your thing going on. I'm telling you. It's like a muscle. You have to keep on working it. Keep trusting it. Keep trusting. God speaks. So yeah, so don't think that your past has any power over you. And the people who try to minimize you, again, that was just God protecting you. Because he saw, he knows, he knows their intentions for you. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. So you are marked for more. You are marked for more. Even when the world tries to minimize you. And people will go out of their way to make you feel uncomfortable, as if you don't belong, you don't have the color, you don't have the socio-economic status, you don't have the bank account. And it's like, look at them. Who are they? It's like, who made them God? And for a lot of the people who are doing these things, They themselves don't have anything. Or if they do, they probably got it from somebody else. Some of them, the way they got it, it's not, it's shady, but they forget where they're coming from. So people will use material things, where you're from, your background, to discredit you. And this is what one of the things I love about God. He does not call the equipped, but whom he calls, he equipped them himself. You go to divine's school of hard knocks. And this is why our enemies, they admire us, but they hate us at the same time. Because what we have, the world didn't give it to us, and the world cannot take it away. What you have, it's built through experience. Even experience is lessons that you've learned from them. And then they turn around and they hate you because you didn't allow that to define you. You believe with all of your heart that I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength, not man. And see, you are a person of integrity and you work for God. You believe in God. And they are mistreating you. And it's the same God who is giving them breath in their lungs. You see how really silly people are, right? The one that you trust and have a relationship with. Ignorant people are putting you down, and he's hearing that. And he, is like I'm just seeing like divine tapping his finger, like, I am the one that's holding you together, right? Whatever it is that you think you have more than my chosen one, I am in control of that. I can move things around at any time. But see, a lot of people get ignorant. And this is why you have to remember that wherever you go and whatever you accomplish, soul tribers, like in the Bible it says, he said, it is I who have given you the power to gain wealth. So everything you have, you never forget where and who it comes from. And that will hold you grounded. You're not your own, you belongs to God. So for a lot of you, your future is greater than your past. So again, with this in the past, it says longing for love, loneliness. Here we have like this woman is picking a guy over another. So for a lot of you, it could be with relationships where you're feeling as if you've lost a lot. You've lost a lot of people. You wasted a lot of time. People overlooked you, rejected you. They didn't pick you. And you're moving from being overlooked to being overbooked at this time. Your future is greater than your past. And this is what I'm saying, like from even before. It's like the people who were meant, or the person who was meant to be in your life, if it was meant to be, they would be there. And yes, even though you cared a lot and all of this stuff, but what's the point if they didn't care for you? They didn't love you the same way. It wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense. So for a lot of you, it could have even been a community where you felt outcasted. You felt like an outsider. You were rejected. Just know that God is the author and the finisher of your faith. These were all lessons for you to learn, because this message is for you. Your future is greater than your past. God did not bring you this far to leave you alone, no matter what you think that you have lost. And you need to know that you are marked. You are marked for more. Even though people may have rejected you, overlooked you, look through you, Because sometimes people will pretend as if you are invisible, you're not there. They look through you, they try to minimize you, they look down on you. God is saying you are marked for more. So just know you may be alone, but you're not lonely. Your spirit team is with you. And it's better to be alone than to be in the company of fools. It's better to be alone than, having your blood pressure and people stressing you out. And sometimes that's the lesson we need to learn, because we probably thought we couldn't do it without a community, some people, a group, a person. And God is saying you are more than enough. You're more than capable. I am going to put you by yourself. I am going to let these people walk out of your life, and you're going to see how strong you are. Okay, wow. Wow. 3 cards came out. God didn't bring you this far to leave you alone. Archangel Raphael, love, healing, and miracles. So yes. So for a lot of you, again, 19, that's 10, you're wrapping up, you're closing out a chapter, a cycle. You could have been working on yourself, working by yourself. That was coming out too. But again, like I said, you weren't alone. Archangel Raphael was helping you to heal. And the other card that came out, it says isolation, lack of connections, you see. So for a lot of you, you went through, or maybe you're there right now, I don't know, where you feel lonely. There's nobody. Again, another card, 28, that's 10. So you could be seeing 10, 10. Number 4, abandonment. You see, feeling of unworthiness and rejection. God did not bring you this far to leave you alone. You're not alone. This is not how the story ends. This is not the way the story ends. For a lot of you, it's, you have a talent that is getting ready to be expressed. Some of you could be traveling, or you will be traveling as well. You have some form of creativity or art. You're going to have this new vitality, this new spark. It's like you're going to get another lease on life. You're going to get another chance, another opportunity to prove that you didn't lose anything. To prove that your future is greater than your past. The windshield is bigger than the rear view mirror. And God is going to show up and show out in your life to let you know, to confirm to you that you were protected. For a lot of you, it's a cycle that you were going through with repeat relationships. There was a lesson that you need to learn. Or maybe for some of you, again, this is confirmation, but this is why you were meeting are going in these places that feel familiar. You were dealing with these familiar energies, because for a lot of you, it could have taken a while. You could have been waiting on God, but God was waiting on you to see how soon you're going to learn this lesson. So because of our own stubbornness, stiff neck, or our heart is hardened and we want to have our own way, we ended up staying in situationships, in workplaces, around people longer. The expiration date was long gone, but because of loyalty, we stayed there too long. And it's like the longer you stay, and then when it broke up, it's the more hurt you feel. The abandonment, the rejection, you blame yourself. You're mad at at the people, or with the people who broke your heart. Isolation. For some of you, maybe you're here right now, but you need to know you're not alone. Archangel Raphael is with you to help to restore that love. You're not meant to be bitter. You're meant to get better, to heal from that, so that people can, you can have this miracle, this blessing, or the blessings that God has in store for you. Yes, it's like Archangel Zadkiel 41:5, change, compassion, freedom, and forgiveness. Forgive yourself. Sometimes some people won't even have a problem forgiving others, but forgiving ourselves, it can be hard. But whatever it is you need to do, remember, unforgiveness, it's a blockage. And until we release those things, some people say, how can you forgive certain things? Some things are not worth forgiving. And maybe rightfully so, but it's not worth forgiving. But who is it benefiting more? Because for the people who are on demon time, that's their job to go around hurting people. And so if you don't release it, you're still, even though you're smiling and making things, but deep down inside, when the dust settles and you're by yourself, it keeps chipping away at you. But it's like freeing yourself, is like allowing that thing to remove from your life. It frees you up so that you can move on with your life. So this is why forgiveness is not for them, it's for you. Because this is how you're going to glow up. This is how you're going to blow up. Because they're going to realize that even though they try to minimize you, doubt you, isolate you, rejected you, you weren't sitting down waiting on them to come back to say, I am sorry. You already did the healing, the inner work, by yourself, with the help of the Holy Spirit. And so where they buried you is not where they're going to come back and find you. They left you a caterpillar, and now look at you, a butterfly. And some of them will have the audacity to think, how dare you? How dare you free yourself? How dare you become a butterfly? How dare you know yourself, have boundary and self-love, when I didn't say I am sorry? So that's the beauty. Forgiveness is you taking your power back as well. See, Archangel Uriel, few archangels here. Passion, spirit connections. So for a lot of you, it's like God is restoring. And like I said, you're going to get a brand new start. Spirit connections. Again, you are not alone. And it's like God is going to give you the hookup. You're going to be so tapped in, so connected with divine. Because when you go through all of that hermit by yourself, rejected, and you do all that healing, you're going to come out more powerful than ever. Yes, even if you're walking alone physically, you are backed, you are resourced by divine and your spiritual army. You're going to have some passion, a fire, a new wift is going to be reignited in you. Look, Archangel Raziel, inspiration, mysteries, and Akashic records. So again, God is releasing something to you. There is something that you're meant to do in this lifetime that people try to stop and block. 33, master number. Something that you're called here to do. Just like how Jesus' purpose on this earth was to go to the cross for all of us. You too, you see, she has that contract. It's like you're going to get the key to whatever it is that you're here for. It's like the scepter, it's passed to you from your ancestors, from your bloodline. Whatever the mystery around your life, because a lot of people could have been trying to confuse you, cast doubt and fear over what it is that you're placed here to do, because they didn't want you to get there. It's like they keep on, that game, send the fool a little further. So they end up creating illusions and blockages in your way. And now God is getting ready to reveal all the mysteries to you. Everything that you're here for, you're here as an inspiration to give people hope, to encourage others. And this is why I'm saying a passion is going to be reignited in you. And even the people who try to minimize you, they will come to realize that yes, you are connected to source. Yeah, they mess with the right one, but you are the wrong one. Because a lot of people, I'm telling you, this, I mean, look at all these archangels: optimism, hope, archangel Phanuel. So it's like God is going to restore. See, remember, like in the beginning, I said, keep that flicker of hope alive. Give God something to work with. And you're going to see, everything is going to be clear to you. Your optimism, everything is going to be, your outlook on life is going to be clearer than ever. Archangel Gabriel, again, another 5. So some of you could be seeing number 55, communication of all kinds. So for a lot of you, it's like, get ready. You could have had a season of slowness because of the things that you went through. It seemed as if nothing was happening. Nothing was moving. Well, get ready. Get ready. Because look, Treasure Island. So something could have been coming towards you, but it could have been slow because it's on the back of a turtle. So whatever it is, again, like I said, God's slow, but he's sure. He may not come when you want him, but he's always right on time. So whatever this is, whether it was a relationship, a connection that you wanted, and it fell out of the way, God has something greater in store for you. And this is why your future will be greater than your past. People who genuinely support you, that community, whatever they were, whether it was a church, a social club, online, underground, wherever they are, those were not your tribe. Your treasure island is on its way. I love it. I love that. Yeah, because for a lot of you, for a long time, you could have felt orphan. Again, number 5. So there's a lot of 5. So you could be seeing 555, 55, 55. Take it how it resonates. So for a lot of you, I mean, look, she's out there like cast away, stuck on an island, trapped somewhere. Nobody. Again, talk about isolation, abandonment, abandoned by the people accept you and receive you well. They're nowhere to be found. But instead, so this is why God did not bring you this far to leave you alone. So even though you may have felt or you're feeling alone, but you're not lonely. So let's see what else you have to support that card, Divine. What else you have to support that card? Yeah, so you could have gone through a lot of chaos and conflict. See, 33. When it came to your talent, when it came to your life purpose, like I said before, you could have gone through a lot of circles. This reminds me of the 5 of Wands. A lot of chaos, competition, jealousy. Five of Swords. A lot of people wanted to win at all costs. Think about even all the things that Jesus went through, the deception and the betrayal, a lot of chaos and conflict as to who he is and why he's here. So you had people who were minimizing you when all along you were marked for more. You have a big calling and a mission on your life. So this is why people probably went out of their way for you to feel orphan, left out. They caused a lot of chaos and conflict when it came to your purpose. You could have been very disciplined, a hard worker, but you have all these, egotistic bosses and managers who would go out of their way to pick you apart or to minimize you and disrespect you in front of co-workers to put you down because you were smarter than them. So they had to make you look bad. So you had a lot of things, that happened, and you could have felt a lot out of place between worlds. For a lot of you, it's almost as if and because of who you are, really, when the song says, "This world is not my own, I'm just passing through," it's like you just feel as if you don't belong here. You know that there is something different about you. You don't fit in. You don't fit in with the people and where you are. But look, milk and honey. This is what God has in store for you. See that rainbow? That is restoration of your hope. You're not gonna have to die to go to heaven to have your milk and honey experience. You're going to have heaven on earth. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. God did not bring you this far to leave you alone. And so this is why it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter what you have lost, whom you have lost. Your future is greater than your past. And if God said something, if you prayed a prayer, again, just know that God is going to allow you to live long enough to see this come to pass. For a lot of you, some of you, whatever this thing is, it's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. But yes, change and help is on the way. It's on the way. For a lot of you, with this poise card, look at the confidence and the stars. God is going to restore you. He's going to, again, give you beauty for your ashes, strength for your fears. All the wounds, the pain you've gone through, all of those wounds, they're going to become wisdom. All of your pain, those pain points, those are going to turn into beautiful presentations, beautiful PowerPoints. That's not how the story ends, Soul Tribers. We could have had all the odds stacked against us. Yes, you could have had people who tried to play God in your life too. But the big God is going to show up and show out in your life. You are going to be balanced. You're going to have that pep in your step. I'm telling you, you're going to feel yourself again. For a lot of you, God is going to allow you to have your lick back. And every now and again, God allows people to get their lick back. Moses was chased out of Egypt, but God allowed him to walk back there with just a rod in his hand and took all of those Hebrew slaves out of Pharaoh's hands. And this is why Pharaoh, when he saw everybody gone, he got egotistical and he just got furious. It's kind of like it dawned on him then, like, I allowed him. I am the king. Sometimes God will allow us to God allowed Joseph to get his lick back with his brothers. When he looked at them and he says, you meant it. What you did to me, throw me in that ditch, sold me into slavery so that I would not become the leader that I'm meant to be because you were jealous and you were insecure. You meant it for evil, but God meant it for good, for such a time as this, so that I can serve his people. And not only was he able to serve nations and many people in Egypt, but even his own family. The very same people who betrayed him. A lot of people should have stopped a long time ago. But again, because of their pride and their arrogance, you know, it's like they didn't want to stop. But I'm telling you, God is sitting your enemies down and sitting them out. And you know, I'm hearing that song. I think it's by Bruno Mars. If you don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Yeah. So for a lot of you, a deep knowing. A lot of you, you could have known because you're very intuitive and you don't have to have a channel or, you know, do cards or anything. But instinctively, intuitively, you have a deep knowing. 43, that's 7, God's perfect number of ending, that you have a calling on your life. You have a great mission. You have a purpose. And this is what God will be confirming and releasing to you. You're going to be getting communications. So again, be open to receive. You see the owl, the moon, everything, you know, the moon is also spiritual. And the owl only comes out, you know, like the owl comes out at night because it can't see during the day. So for a lot of you, this knowing that you have, it goes very deep. It goes deep. It's like when the world is asleep, a lot of you, God is moving and he's working, I'm telling you. And you are in the thick of it. You're in the thick of it. I mean, you have a deep knowing. Even though people could have tried to break you, discourage you, frustrate you, close doors on you, made you feel as if you don't look the part, you don't fit the part, you don't speak, you don't have the lingo. Your bank account, that you're not fit to be in this club, in this society. You knew all along. You had a deep knowing that there is something that you're here for. And this is why for a lot of you, you could have felt, or you're feeling right now like you're in between world. You don't fit in. You don't fit in with the people, the bloodline you were born into. The people you go out and you meet in, you don't have anything in common. And it's for a good reason. You have a great calling on your life. Yeah, I'm telling you, you could have been going round and around in a cycle. A lot of confusion. Talk about earlier, sending the fool a little further. A lot of illusions. You know, it's like people moving things around for you to be in your head with the thinker card here. For you to be up in your head. You know, with this enchanting gifts. You know, it's kind of like people tempting you. Well, it's the end of that. It's the end of that. Some of you could have fallen for things and realized all that glitters is not gold. You learned tough lessons along the way. You dealt with some really Decepticons, some deceptive, manipulative energies. And it's like, you know, you had to just step back and breathe. You had to breathe. Or you're encouraged to breathe. Some of you even starting over with by the book here. You know, it's like you had to now go do. Is like you kind of leave it up to God. Like, you know, with this chopwood and the broom, is like, get rid of the people who are in my life if they're not there for my highest good, God. I am tired of it. So for a lot of you, some of you worldwide, your future is greater than your past. You're going to be seen worldwide. You're going to be known worldwide. Your future is greater than your past. Your future is going to be greater than the past. You will have no regrets. No regrets, soul tribers. It says, underestimated you until you put your foot down. So for a lot of you, you had to put your foot down, even for your own self. Like, no, I deserve better. No, why am I sitting here crying over people who walk away from me when I am the gift? When you put your foot down and say, you know what? The way that people treat me is none of my business. But my healing, it's my responsibility. And with that, you took your power back. And then it's like now walking with this dominion and authority, knowing that God didn't bring me this far to leave me alone. It's like pushing the grave clothes off of you. It's like waking up and pushing all of that heavy blanket off of you and taking that breath. Taking that breath. And you realize, I deserve better. I deserve more. The land of milk and honey. God didn't bring me all this way here for me to suffer. Maybe that's when some of you cried out for help. Look, David versus Goliath. Talk about being underestimated. Wasn't David? Some of you, your life may resonate with David versus Goliath. You were up against some giants. Or so it looks like. All because they can pull strings and they may have known people. But I'm telling you, little is much when God is in it. See, like again, Moses went into Egypt with just a rod. But when he threw it down, when God said, what is in your hand? He said, a stick, put it down, it turned into a snake. David only had a few rocks and a sling. But it took out a giant. Moses with his rod went in and walked out with thousands, if not, of slaves. He walked out and left Pharaoh, who had chariots and armies and weapons. And this is how God is going to make our enemies look dumb and foolish. They don't have the power. God has the final say. And a lot of you have a deep knowing. And in spite of everything that you're going through right now, and you're maybe not where you want to be, but just know that where you are is exactly where you need to be for such a time as this. And it's like, you may not hear it, but my phone just vibrated. That is divine confirmation. You are marked for more. You are marked for more. Be open to receiving communication from your spiritual team to align with what you're called to be. Because you're meant to lead with confidence, with grace. You're going to do it like nobody else can, and nobody else will ever. Because what you have, and with that deep knowing, with the owl sitting on the moon, again, that tells me, is like, give me that high priestess vibe. You know a lot of secrets. God reveal a lot of things to you. Things that you may not share with people because, like, they have this saying or phrase with the owl: the more you see, the less you talk. And the less you talk, the more you see. And this is why God can trust you. So for a lot of you, people will look at you and they underestimate you. You're so unassuming because, again, God is hiding who you are from your enemies so that they can show their hands and do the most. And then he strikes. I'm telling you, David versus Goliath. So yeah, you've gone through a lot of shame and insults. Even his own brothers, when they saw him coming, hey, where are you going? Shouldn't you be out there taking care of our father's sheep? They made him look like a yard boy. Because the role of being the shepherd was left for basically the least or less deserving child or person in the family. And this is why I said your worth does not come from man, it comes from God. God does not call the equipped, but whom he calls, he equips. He teach them himself. He anointed David, but he sent him back out there to take care of the sheep. David did not become a king the same time that he was anointed. God sent him out there to practice with his sling and his rocks, practice on the lions and the tigers and the bears that were coming to eat up his sheep and maybe to devour him. He didn't know, but God was preparing him because he knew that before he went to the throne, there's a Goliath that he need to remove, a stumbling block that he need to get out of the way. And imagine, it still didn't finish there. Even Saul, a king, Saul was jealous and insecure. He was running all over the place in mountains chasing after a shepherd boy because he was afraid that he would have lost his position, or his son wouldn't be able to get it. See, what God has for us, soul tribers, it's for us. And it doesn't matter. People may have tried to minimize you and us, again, because of their own insecurities. They know that they don't compare to you. A lot of these people out there who are having these seminars and meetings and want you to be lifelong students in their programs, they have nothing on you. They have nothing on us with this deep knowing that you have. Nothing. A lot of them, they go around and they copy from you and I. They have their AI strapped to them where they're converting our conversations into things to use. They're quoting us in their meetings and their different things that they're doing. But they try to hide you. They try to hide us because they don't want people to know who their library is. They don't want people to know the source of where all of the words and the lyrics and whatever it is that they're stealing, the lingo, the looks, the body language, whatever it is that they're stealing. But they're trying to minimize you. You see the hypocrite or the hypocritical ways of these people. So look, new, out with the old, in with the new. Your enemies are finished. They're old. They're tough. They have served their time and they have lost their favor. They have lost their savor. They have no taste. They're useless. They're neither hot nor cold. They are insipid. And God is getting ready. He said, he spewed them out. You need to know that you embody greatness. You need to embody your greatness. You have greatness within you. And the last one here, rest and relaxation. For a lot of you, a lot of us, we've been through a lot. And we have closed out some tough cycles of, a lot of illusions, a lot of evil things that were done and said, a lot of energy vampires, toxic connections. And God is saying it's time to rest. It's time for some R&R. Rest and relaxation. It's time to regroup. A lot of us are tired because of all of the attacks and, the things that were coming at us to try to defeat us, discredit us. And it's like, it's time to rest for the next season, for the next phase. And breaking this deck, it says here, service, 43:7, bringing value. So for a lot of you, it's rest because God has something great in store. It's about your service. It's about your purpose. What you're here to serve up. What you're here to do. Yes, it's your time, soul tribers. It may have been long, Slow and steady win the race with that turtle, with that treasure island on the back. You know, it's like I love I don't watch it anymore, but I remember when it just started. I don't know if they still have it on TV, Survivor. I used to watch that a lot. And you know, sometimes when they were out there stuck and trapped, and then finally somebody, you know, is like they won a prize or something where they would go off to this island and had a feast. This is what I'm seeing here for a lot of you, a lot of us. God is showering his blessings on us. That treasure island coming in. It's like everything that your heart desire. It's like an incoming. It's like God is sending this package, this blessing, everything that your heart desire is in that package that is suitable for your soul and your life purpose. Everybody you need, everything you need to resource you. For some of you, you know, with seeing this card, you're going to be feeding the poor, having soup kitchen, attending to the homeless and the needy as well. You know, you've gone through a lot. You know, for a lot of you, you work very hard, overworked. And again, you've gone through a lot of deceit and deception. And I'm seeing that community card, you know, with the loss here. So you could have gone through a lot of loss. But now you're getting ready to have this wealth, abundance. Abundance with entitlement. Abundance is your birthright. So there could have been a lot of illusions around you where people wanted you to think that's how your life should be: poor, have nobody, know nobody, nobody love you, woe is me, I'm none. For some of you, you're going to be a parent. You're going to have that child that you so want, the family that you've been wanting. I love it for you, soul tribers. I love it for us. Until next time, take care and be blessed.